I do things because not because I want to be recognized, to be remembered, but I want my days to have mattered. By the
Yes.
time I leave this world, I would want to be able to say, my days mattered. If not for the whole world, at least for my family, for the people who depended on me, for the people who loved me.
Yes.
The time I had with them mattered. Yun yung biggest why.
Welcome to Why Did You, the show where we uncover the powerful stories of Filipinos around the world who rose beyond limits and made a mark through their journey. This is not just about success, it's about the struggles, the sacrifices, the turning points, and the faith that shape who they are today. Because behind every achievement is a story worth learning from and a journey worth sharing. Get ready to be inspired, to reflect, and to discover the reason behind their journey. This is Why Did You? Alam ko pong napaka-busy nyo at salamat po sa time ninyo, Conjen.
Thank you for inviting me and for having me over. Hasta sa inyong lahat, sa inyong mga taga-subaybay, at sa lahat ng mga Pilipinong makakapanood nitong kwentuhan na.
Conjen, let's begin with your past, your roots and early journey. Can you please give us a little bit of your background?
So I was born in Manila but raised in Baliwag, Bulacan. So Bulakenyo po ako. Yung aking parents parehong taga Baliwag, Bulacan. And that's where I grew up, had my grade school. Then come high school, I entered the seminary, still in Bulacan, college in the seminary as well. And then after that, I started teaching as my first job, a high school teacher in a Catholic school established by the Bishop of the Diocese of Malolos in Malolos, Bulacan. And that's where I met my wife. She was also a teacher in the same school. That's how I started to be a Maloleño. Taga Malolos na ako.
Malolos na.
Malis na ng Baliwag because of marriage. And that's essentially where I matured, where I grew up, where I started my family. Then after 4 years of teaching, I decided to join the Philippine National Bank at the time when it was still the government bank. So we had branches all over the Philippines because we were handling all the government accounts. And it is not strictly banking that I was doing. I was actually writing for our monthly magazine. It was a glossy magazine. Winner of several awards in the marketing and journalism groups that were giving out awards. I was its features editor. I also did a lot of advertisement, content creation. So nasa creatives ako dati. But then the Philippine National Bank was privatized. And I wanted to remain in government. So fortunately, one of my friends who in Malolos who was working for the DFA at that time gave me an application form for the exam, Foreign Service Officers exam.
And when was this, Conjen?
That's 1996.
1996.
So I took the exam and fortunately passed it. So in 1997, I joined the DFA, and that's where I started my journey as a diplomat for the Philippines.
Conjen, correct me if I'm wrong. I've seen a little trend here from seminary, PNB, and then DFA. You are endowed to public service, and bakit po kaya? Ba't sa public sector?
Well, my father was an employee of the municipal government of Baliwag, Bulacan. He was also in government. He used to be part of the Philippine or the National Power Corporation of the Philippines. They were doing the hydroelectric dams all over the Philippines. So he was assigned to, for example, Iligan City for the Maria Cristina Falls dam project, and then in Ambuklao, somewhere in the north of Luzon. So, and then because of family, kasi daw siyang payagan mag-leave nung kanyang mga supervisors. So he decided to go home to Baliwag and then be a part of the municipal government. He was working as part of the rural health unit. Ano siyang medical or healthcare background, but he was trained for the job. I used to ride along with him at the back of his bicycle. Ano siya, bicycle lang kanyang ginagamit to go around town. I used to ride at the back dun sa behind him. So
Uh-huh.
while I was clutching onto him, then I would go wherever he went. He was talking to all kinds of people from all walks of life.
Mhm.
And doon ko nakita yung meaning ng service, no? Now when you occupy a position in government, that means you are dedicating yourself to serving the people who look up to the government for the services that they need, you know, who
Mhm.
try to get the services that they deserve from the people who are part of the government. So as a person, even though I belong to the government, whenever I go to certain agencies, for example,
Mhm.
renew ng license or magkaroon ng dealings with the register of deeds. Pumipila ako like any ordinary applicant. And then I try to see how they treat
Regular people.
regular people.
Yeah.
And then, medyo yun na, pag meron ng mga konting, sad to say, red tape, then I tell them, I'm also with the government.
Government.
Then bigla nila sinasabi palagi, why did you not say
Ba't
so?
di mo sinabi?
Sabi ko nga, gusto ko ring makita kung paano kung wala kang kakilala, di ba?
Correct.
So I think, back to your question, bakit service? I think that's being part of the government means consecrating yourself to a mission. And that mission is to bring the services closer to the people that the government is supposed to serve.
Kaya po pala public service yun because from your father, then to you, it was embedded already in your DNA. So I'm not wondering bakit magaling po kayo magserbisyo sa public.
Craving something sweet, savory, and satisfying? Kuya Arnell's cooked sweet pork sausage is your new go-to. Fully cooked, perfectly seasoned, and made with love. Just heat, serve, and enjoy. Available now on Amazon. Taste the tradition.
What values or lesson from your parents, other than yung nasabi mo sa amin, shape the kind of leader you are today?
Well, father ko, as I said, has that ability to speak to anybody, whether you are like the mayor of the town or
Mhm.
you are one of the people that he serves. Let's say in some of the depressed areas of the town. He always spoke to everyone in the same manner, listening to them and then treating them as human beings na sometimes hindi nagagawa ng ibang tao, di ba?
Totoo.
They will look at ano ba yung bihis mo, ano ba yung itsura mo, and then they will adjust the way they treat you according. My father never did that. He would always be, shall we say, authentic. So,
Mhm.
isang importanteng value sa akin yun. Kahit sinong tao, basta makausap mo, pakinggan mo muna before you make any judgment or before you decide anything. Pakinggan mo muna. My mother naman is the strict disciplinarian
Mhm.
in the family. Maraming hanger na nabali sa akin madaling araw. Pwede pa yung corporal punishment. And I think it's one of the reasons why
You
yung
are
the
like
older
this.
generation medyo very very solid yung grounding nila on good
Correct.
manners and right
Right
conduct.
conduct.
Na yung alam mo yung phrase na if looks kill, yung
Yes.
father ko expert doon,
Oo.
isang tingin lang alam mo na
Humihi agad tingin pa
yes,
lang eh.
yes. Isang tingin pa what I learned from her as a values, aside from being stickler for good manners and
Mm.
discipline, is the value of family. Sa kanya, lahat ng ginagawa mo is for your family, and then if you are able to care for your family well, then that
Mm.
that family of yours will be able to care for the rest of the neighborhood or the community. Pero doon nagsisimula yung
Mhm.
yung power. Kung meron ka mang superpower, that begins in your families. Yung typical day in our home when I was
Mhm.
growing up, maraming food magluto yung mother.
Ilan po kayong magkakapatid?
5 kami. So
5.
three girls, yung tatlong mga ate ko, and then a boy, brother ko, who was bunso for 6 years.
Oh, okay.
Until I came along, tas biglang ako na yung naging bunso.
So
So as you
ikaw
can
pala
see there, we
nagkabunso.
had some sort of rivalry.
Oo.
But all of those things make up for a very good memory. So 5 siblings, my mother and father. Typical ano sa amin is anytime you come to the kitchen, sigurado may food. So ganon. And then I would be playing with some friends in the neighborhood or from school. Yung bahay namin right across the school, the grade school where we went. So may mga puno so we used to climb bayaba, santol, mangga, ampalok. And also we had a lot of animals that we were keeping. Some are as pets, but some are as food source. May chicken, may turkey, ganon. Pero ano lang,
Masagana po, no?
small
Masagana.
scale lang, hindi siya yung poultry or anything, but just backyard. So ang ano doon is aside from being part of a lively family, it's also that you have responsibilities around the house.
Correct.
I think that begins your character na
Yes.
there are things that you enjoy, but there are also things that you have to do even if you don't enjoy them because you are supposed to do them.
Yeah.
So those are some of the earlier values that were inculcated in me by my parents.
Yes. Bata pa lang, nakita mo na yung character na binild sa'yo ng parents mo. The discipline. Hanggang ngayon, yun yung base mo. That is your...
True.
'Di ba? Sa panahon ngayon, iba na po talaga eh. Like you said a while ago, yung responsibility sa bahay. Not only just responsibility, you have to be accountable with it too. Something went wrong, hindi mo kasi ginawa yung responsibility mo. That's why ito yung naging result. Actions and reaction. I really believe that the family is the first institution that will build your character, that will build your tomorrow.
100%.
Maraming
100%.
salamat po. And meron lang po ako banggitin kayo sa atin. You were just thinking, oh, I'm with my father and now we're going around our neighborhood. But it's one way of showing this is what I do. I am not just telling you what I do, my son, but I am showing you what I do, how to deal with people, how to talk to them. And you are the first observer of that. So ngayon, that public service or leadership na ginagawa ninyo, as a consul general here in New York and in other places and other countries as a diplomat, has served you very well. Salamat po nanay, salamat po tatay, di po ba, Conjen?
Thank you. Thank you talaga sa kanila.
Was there a defining moment early in your career that tested your character of faith? And how did it change you, Conjen?
Well, if I may share, meron na akong family. We already have our firstborn. We had a second child, mga bandang 1996. We yung after nung birth, syempre, dahil pangalawang baby na siya, alam ko na yung what to expect. So I was hanging around the nursery kasi alam ko lalabas yung nurse, papakita sa akin yung baby, di ba? Imprinting daw sabi lang ganun. So, makita yung baby. So, I was hanging around and then may mga iba pang pinanganak doon sa hospital at that time. And I was, nakita ko pa nga yung isa, akala ko yun na, pero hindi daw. Eventually, yung isang nurse, sabi niya, una kayo sa room nyo kasi may mga tests. But they took around mga 2 more hours. So I knew that something was wrong. Eventually, the doctor came out and said, your child has to be put in a neonatal ICU, and it has to be in a bigger hospital. So they called an ambulance and brought my newborn son. So son ito, dinala sa hospital sa Manila, and it was during the time when we had the dengue epidemic in the Philippines. Kami ding naka-confine because ganun yung situation. Kahit na gusto mong magbayad ng private room so that you have some place to sleep in while being bantay doon sa baby na nasa ICU na walang available kasi nga madaming may sakit dahil sa dengue epidemic. And so for about 6 nights I was sleeping on the hallway of the ICU of the hospital, and then I could see that my son was deteriorating. So but you cannot leave kasi from time to time lalabas yung nurse and sasabihin sino yung bantay ni baby Mangalile kasi kailangan bumili ng ganito, kailangan tagabili naman sila, but you have to be there, and it can be any hour of the day or night. So those were 6 days of talagang hirap. And then as I could see that my son was deteriorating, so I went to may naabutan yon Sunday. So I went to hear mass doon sa chapel ng hospital. And then I prayed, sabi ko na if this your will to take him away from us, even if we only had him for about 6 days, sabi ko, let your will be done, no? Sabi ko gano'n. So, labas ko, hinahanap na ako nung mga nurses pagbalik ko doon sa because he already expired, no? He already died.
So sorry to hear that.
So yun yung second baby namin and a son. And then yung third child namin, of course, another daughter. So now I have 2 daughters. And we lost that one son after 6 days. It was really a difficult moment kasi yung anticipatory joy mo,
correct,
na meron kang bagong baby, so naka-ready na yung mga gamit sa bahay, and then when you're expecting na uuwi kayo masaya, there's a new addition to the family, was replaced morning. But before that morning was the really testing period na yung 6 days na yung pagbabantay, and you don't know what will happen, may uncertainty, merong But at the same time, realistically speaking, we were starting out as a new family, so yung finances namin very very controlled yan. And that is an unexpected expense on the part of the family. So talagang trial. As you asked, sabi mo ano ba yung that tested my character, my faith. I think that tested my character, but it never tested my faith, because it was my faith in God and God's love that kept me going. That kept me, maybe allowed me to say, sige na, if it's your will, kunin mo na kasi kaysa naman nahihirapan. It was coming from that faith that nandito tayo sa mundo, pahiram lang tayo, pinahiram lang tayo. And that is how we are supposed to view our existence in this world. So if there is let's say one incident or one chapter in my life that tested my character, I would say that is one. Desperate, malungkot, pero to be able to hurdle that and still look at life as beautiful. I'm grateful that I had that grace, and I know that it just came from my deep faith in God.
Konjan, I would like to say thank you very much for sharing that personal experience in our podcast. I know it's difficult, especially when you go back to that time and you're sharing. I know there's still heartaches in a little bit, but I'm so glad that you said a while ago that your character was only tested, but not your faith.
Get your crunch on with Kuya Arnel's pork chicharrones. Crispy, airy, and exploding with flavor. This is the real deal snack you didn't know you needed. Grab yours on Amazon today.
Let's move to the present. Your leadership today and the work you continue to do for Filipinos abroad. You led in different countries, Japan, Switzerland, London, and now in New York. How do you lead people from different cultures while keeping your Filipino values intact? Alam ko po, Pilipino yung pinagsisilbihan nyo.
Yeah.
Pero different countries, we have different cultures na rin as a Filipino. How do you do it po, Konjan?
Well, I believe that cultures may vary, but there are some universal truths that you can rely on. Number one is let's say self-interest. That's basic. Anybody anywhere in the world would want himself and those he loves to be okay. Yeah, self-interest is not bad. It's basic. So if you know that, whatever culture you find yourself in, wherever in the world you find yourself in, ayaw nila na sila or yung loved ones nila masasaktan. So you will not do anything that will hurt them or appear to endanger that self-interest. So yan, universal yan. Number two is family. Lahat naman ng lugar sa mundo,
Mhm.
ang basic unit ng society is family. So family values. So you have to learn ano ba sa kanila, what matters to them, and how do they think as a family, how do they treat the members of their family, and so you try to understand. What I'm saying probably is there is an obligation if you are going out of your own country and culture. There
Mhm.
is an obligation for everyone to familiarize himself or herself doon sa elements ng culture na yun, because you can see the universal things behind that culture, yung differences in culture, ano, that makes the world colorful, di ba? And we should
Yes.
celebrate that, but the universal truths behind all of those things ay nandiyan dyan. They love themselves, they love their family, and then in many countries, umabot yun sa strong love for the country, no?
Mhm.
Pride, man. You have to familiarize yourself with all of those things and then conduct yourself accordingly without losing your own culture, but putting it side by side with theirs, no? As na ganito din kami, mahal din namin yung pamilya namin, kayo mahal din niyo
Mhm.
yung pamilya. And this is
Mhm.
the way we do it. This is the way. So it translates into a lot of things, like for example, cuisine, di ba? So
Mhm.
the way they eat and share food. May mga cultures na kanya-kanya, no? So order siya. How about you? What would you like? Tayo
Yeah.
naman, Asians, usually family style. Oh, we order this, and then we know that we will share. So may mga differences na ganun, but the underlying universal truths are there wherever you find yourself.
Yeah, correct. Hindi lang po 'yan, ang mga Pinoy pagka nagkainan na, yung simple invitation na, "Kain tayo." 'Di po
Mhm.
ba? 'Yan, yung mga ganyan. Conjan, the New York consulate became one of the best under your leadership. I could say that. What do you think made your team succeed?
Salamat po for saying that. Well, the Department of Foreign Affairs agrees
Mhm.
with you because
Mhm.
they named us the best organization within the
Yes.
DFA in 2025. And I'm very
Yes.
proud of that accomplishment, which would not have happened if not for all the dedicated and efficient women and men who make up the Philippine Consulate General in New York.
Mm.
And I'm proud of each and every one of them. And I think that is the reason why we know that we are part of a team, but each member of the team knows what is expected of him or her.
Mhm.
Ano yung kanyang role in the entire institution that is called the Philippine Consulate General in New York. So that's number one. We have that sense that we are part of a team and we have to do our part not to let the team down, but at the same time, if for whatever reason you are unable to do your responsibilities, to discharge your responsibilities, meron namang naka-assign na papalit so
Mhm.
that the service will not be affected. So that's number one. The second is we are carrying the burden of history, so to
Mhm.
speak. No, the Philippine Consulate General in New York is one of the first foreign service posts na binuksan
Oh.
ng Pilipinas. In fact,
Mhm.
when we celebrate next year the 80th anniversary of
Wow.
diplomatic relations between the Philippines and the United States. So
Mhm.
80 years ago, when we were given independence by the United States, the Philippine Embassy in Washington was established. Not long after, the Philippine Consulate General in New York was opened.
Mhm.
So we have that long history. A lot of the giants in Philippine diplomacy served in New York. A lot of them have gone on to become, our renowned ambassadors everywhere in the world. But we carry that burden of history seriously. Sabi namin, not on our watch will something bad happen to the institution, because we care for the institution that we belong in and that we
Yes.
represent. So I think those two would be the reasons why if there had been improvements and there have been things that were corrected and righted. So people tend to notice it. But that's because of those two things. We are a team, and everyone
Yes, yeah.
understands what is expected. But we also want to honor our legacy as one of the first foreign service posts of the Philippines.
Yes, congratulations, Conjen. I could say personally, yung social media page ng Consul General, yung New York po. Dahil nakikita ko lagi, you always have events. Sabi ko, the staff are so busy, they're preoccupied. And one thing that I noticed, the door is really open for everyone. I could see the events from spring, summer, fall, and winter. Hindi po kayo naubusan ng programa. Sulit na sulit po mga bayan kong Pilipino ang ating binibigay na pasweldo at budget po sa kay Conjen and his staff. And hindi na po, dadagdagan ko pa po, isa lang po. Makita ko po si Conjen po ng snow nung isang araw. Hindi po ako masyado nakita ng mga public servant who has higher officer position na ginagawa po yon. But si Conjen po, he is very true to his job. And he loves his kababayan, and he's very concerned with other people.
We just do what needs to be done,
Yes.
whatever it is. Part po ng kultura natin yun.
Yes.
We try to establish here. The Filipino people will get the kind and level of service that they expect from government.
Crunchy, bold, irresistible. Habit crispy fried chicken skins brings the heat with real chicken and serious flavor. Low carb, high crunch. Snack smarter, snack habit. Find it now on Amazon.
Yes. Ito po, Conjen, my next question is, this is going to be very easy for you because you are transparent with everything. You often ask, what more can we do? Ito po, signature niyo po ito eh. Dahil alam ko nagsiservisyo na kayo, pero tatanungin niyo pa, what more can we do? What does that praise truly mean to you as a leader and as a person?
Well, there can always be room for improvement.
Yes.
Na yung pinakamaayos na yung process or a procedure or yung serbisyo, there is still room for improvement. And maybe we have not been asking some questions that should be asked. Kaya ang tingin natin okay na. Meron ganong point of view. Okay na yan. For me, it's not. What more can we do? What else can we do? So kung satisfied na kayo dito, baka meron pang hindi lang na di-discover or natatanong. So for example, what we tried to do here, when I got here, wala pang credit card payment facility. So cash pa rin. So people have to go to the bank. Buti lang may bangkong katabi tayo. So nakaka-withdraw yung mga tao. But what if wala? No? So sabi ko, what can we do? So we studied the regulations of the government and what is preventing us from offering this facility. And we found out that we can. And eventually, ngayon sa lahat ng konsulado in the United States, tumatanggap na sila ng card payment. But we in New York started because we started asking what more can we do. Another example, I should say, is di ba maraming nagfa-fashion show dito sa ating ginagawa pa dito sa Philippine Center, and we are proud of them. But ang tanong ko is yung bang ating mga natural fibers and fabrics and textiles panggawa na lang ng Pilipiniana? Di ba ito pwedeng maging part ng, let's say, manufacturing line ng isang mainstream brand? So I started asking that question. Humbling din kasi I found out that there are certain things that we can and cannot do. No? So for example, yung pag-scale niya into a global supply chain, medyo mahirapan tayo kasi yung mga fabrics and textiles natin are hand-woven. So meron lang particular niche market tayo na pwedeng punta. But can it be just for Filipinos? But can it not be for the international community, of which New York has a lot of representatives? No? One of the most diverse places in the planet, New York. So if you succeed here, anong kanta ni Frankie, di ba? If you can make it there, you'll make it everywhere.
Everywhere.
So, tinanong ko din yon, what more can we do for our fashion
Yes.
industry? What more can we do for our weaving community? What more can we do for the farmers who are planting abaka? Hanggang ano na lang ba sila? Hanggang pang house decor at saka pang gawa ng Pilipina.
Correct.
What else can we do? So, I embarked on a program of reaching out to universities and research institutions. And my question to them is, here's what we have in the Philippines. What can we do with this? So, tatanong kami, baka may, construction application, baka may medical application, baka may defense industry related application na pwede lang gamitin yung ating mga natural fibers. Those are just two examples of me always trying to find what more is there, or what more can we do. And the bottom line is because we want to help Filipinos back home and the Filipino community here in this part of the United States.
Nako, Conjen, nakakatuwa po yung mga ginagawa ninyo because you have this will. The political will is there. That's why you brought changes sa ating mga kababayan dito sa New York. Isipin mo, nakakatuwa po dahil on your term, nagkaroon ng cashless payment or na-start na po yung mga credit card payments na, which is very convenient for everyone. You just have to look out and check and it will happen. At nangyari naman po. And not only that, nakita nyo yung abaka na dinidiscuss ninyo ngayon. Naisip ba ng ibang mga nasa position to? They were just thinking, pang ano lang to, pang lampshade lang talaga to eh. Or yung the pinya, or yung the cloth, which is maganda talaga for as a raw materials. Like, I heard something, yung recyclable na mga bottles, and they're making it into a thread from garbage to very useful material. Konjan, dapat po talaga maraming public servant na katulad.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure that I've met many of them na rin na pareho kami nung iniisip, no? What more? What more? Ano pa yung meron dyan na pwede natin ganyan? So, I hope that, moving forward, a lot of the younger generation will also think of joining government. And those who were born and raised here and who are based here in the United States, I hope that they will also try to see and explore possibilities of joining the U.S. government.
Yes.
Or in some cases, exemplary. I hope that they will put their hat into the ring and then run for public office, because we are a very positive contributor to a fabric of American society, and that should be reflected in the governance of the United States. Dapat mas maraming members ng US Congress na Phil-Am, no? Filipino descent. And that begins with service in government, service in the local community.
Yes.
And I hope that in the future we will see that happening.
Konjan, you've mentioned your family often. How do they keep you grounded in a career that's constantly moving and demanding?
Well, swerte ako kasi I have a wife and 2 daughters. So I'm in a household that is run by women. And I'm the minority. So I may be congen here in the office, but when I go home, I enjoy also being just their tatay.
There you go.
And just relaxing, hanging out with them. If there are things that are difficult, for example, in the office, or there are challenges that we encounter, I make sure not to bring them home. And ganun din naman kung sa bahay may mga, alam mo na, may mga kuminsan may mga challenges, but I separate that from my public persona and my public responsibility. I think having that clear separation, yung time ko with the family, bihirang-bihira kasi ang dami nating events na weekend. I make that very clear separation between our private affairs and the public responsibilities that we do. That is what keeps me going and going strong. I know that I can go back to them and relax and be just a normal ordinary guy na nagpapala ng ng snow.
Ng snow.
But at the same time, that's also part of the ang iniisip ko din no, baka may madulas.
Classic never tasted this good. Habit Pork Cracklings delivers that old school crunch with modern flavor. No fluff, just crispy, protein packed perfection. Hit it up on Amazon and stock up now.
Kojen, let's move forward to the future now. Your vision and the impact you still hope to create.
Mhm.
Looking ahead, what kind of impact do you still hope to make for Filipinos abroad?
Well, dalawa siguro yung pwede kong sabihin because I would also like to make a mark on Filipinos back home. So unahin ko muna yan, no. So for my remaining years in here as Consul General, I would like to be able to say at the end of it na I was able to contribute to increasing investments in the Philippines and opening doors for Filipino products and services
That's
to
nice.
come to the United States of America. The reason I would like those things to happen is because investments and greater trade relations create jobs. And if there are a lot of jobs that are created in the Philippines, then there are less Filipinos who would need to go abroad. And the reason I want them to get the opportunities in the Philippines is para mabawasan na yung families that are torn apart by
Ganda po nung
by labor migration, di ba? Children growing up without the love and care of their actual parents, but some of them are nagbabago kasi syempre pag bata medyo iba yung pag-supervise mo pag medyo teenager na or medyo young
Yes.
adult na iba na dapat yun. But creating a lot of jobs in the Philippines would keep a lot of Filipinos at home and would help us not only economically but also as a society. Now in the United States, in this part of the United States, Northeast United States, I mentioned one thing that I want to see happen, and that is greater participation of the Filipino Americans in governance in the US, if possible, to run for office. Ibubuga naman tayo, may i-contribute naman tayo, no? But to do that, we need really to strengthen yung cohesion natin as a community. So siguro in my remaining years, if there are actual and tangible programs that can be done to promote unity as a community here in northeastern United States, we will embark on all of those. We tried na, di ba? Sinubukan natin, nagkaroon tayo ng pistahang bayan. And I'm proud of that because
Very
the response
successful.
coming from the community was very warm, and it was a successful event that showcased the capacity of organizations to work together. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we saw the different community organizations banding together to fundraise for those who were affected by the earthquake and typhoons in Cebu and in other parts of the Philippines. Ang bilis no, isang usapan lang nila and nangyari agad yung concert, and they raised a lot of funds that are on their way to assist our kababayan. Yun yung gusto kong makita. Marami pang reasons for us to work together and be united. And so the consulate will be ready to work alongside you, or if need be, to spearhead certain things so that we can have greater unity among the members of the Filipino community here in the US Northeast.
Wow. I heard the wisdom from you, Konjen, through your explanations. Pagka talaga meron kang pagkakataon, gawin mo talaga no?
Mhm.
And not only that, if your intention is pure and clean, it will really succeed. Galing, galing. What advice would you give to young Filipinos who dream of serving the country one day, whether in diplomacy or in other fields?
Well, Number one is to be a good listener,
Mhm.
to develop empathy. You have to understand what the other person is feeling or is going through. You have to
Mhm.
understand. You have to have the capacity to put yourself in their shoes and
Yes.
feel their pain or feel their discomfort, because that will allow you then to come up with possible solutions and possible interventions that will alleviate that pain or discomfort.
Mhm.
So I would say na not only in government but also in the corporate world or
Mhm.
whatever field you enter into, the first important thing is to listen, study, try to see, to get the lay of the land, for example, or
Mhm.
what terrain is there and what is ahead and what is behind you. The military would call it domain awareness. Yung awareness na yon would
Yeah.
allow you to identify solutions or to plan ahead, to uh, to come up with a strategy for anything. So this is not totally taught in school, no, in the
Mhm.
classroom. A lot of these you will get by being around other people. And so my advice to the younger generation,
Mhm.
those who are listening to us now, watching us now, but also to the parents who have young people in the family at home, is that get them around as many people as possible so that they can see
Mhm.
the differences, the
Mhm.
similarities that exist among people. Less screen time.
Yeah.
Go out and talk to actual people rather than talking to
The
them
Toto AI.
on devices. You don't know, baka AI na yung kausap.
Oo nga, that's true, that's true.
But go out, being out with people will develop empathy in you, to be flexible. And those things will serve you in good stead in whatever career path you take.
Konjan, we always end our show with two special questions.
Mhm.
What is your why did you? What is your deepest why behind your service, your sacrifices, and your leadership journey?
Well, alam mo Arnel, my deepest conviction is
Mm.
that we are just a speck of dust
Right.
in the universe. And tingnan mo yung history of the world, and not only human history, even
Mhm.
the history of the planet itself. I went once to that fossil museum in New Jersey. I should go and see and understand that we are really insignificant. Liit
Yeah.
in the span of history ang ating buhay. Ano ba lifespan ng isang
Mhm.
ordinaryong tao? Wala 'yun eh.
Ayun.
Kung nakalipas na, wala ka na dito sa mundo, will they remember you? Or not because you want to be remembered. Ang tanong kasi is what impact
Yes.
did you make
Did you make what
of your
legacy did you
time,
make?
no? Or
Yes.
sinayang mo lang ba yung 90 years mo
Yes.
na without accomplishing anything or doing something? So, yun yung aking biggest why. Ako, tinatanong ko sa sarili ko yung what have I done in my
Mhm.
5 plus decades, in my 5 decades of existence here on Earth.
Mhm.
And then I'm sure na, I will not have another decade, no? Mahilig akong kumain ng mga bawal. So I I'm sure I will not reach 100. So ano yung nagawa ko na and ano pa yung
Mhm.
pwede kong gawin. That's my biggest why. Because I know that pinahiram lang tayo dito.
Yeah.
When we go home, finally to where we are supposed to be. And I believe that is with God in His glory. Ang tanong ko lang palagi is, yung bang pinahiram na time sa akin to be in the world, was I
Was it
able to
meaningful?
to use it, to maximize it? And if not, that would have been a big tragedy. Kaya yun yung biggest why ko. I do
Mhm.
things not because I want to be recognized, to be remembered, but I want my days to have mattered. By the
Yes.
time I leave this world, I would want to be able to say, my days mattered. If not for the whole world, at least for my family, for the people who depended on me, for the people who loved me.
Yes.
The time I had with them mattered. Yun yung biggest why.
I just want to share this. I work in a healthcare settings also, like once a month, twice a month. When somebody expired or passed away, nakasulat sa isang papel
Mm.
where they grew up, nung naging trabaho niya, saan siya naging busy, yung pinagkaabalahan niya nung nabubuhay. Sabi ko, pag namatay yung isang tao, sa isang depende kung page ba nakasulat yung lahat ng mga na-accomplish mo or baka half page lang.
Yeah.
That's why sabi mo, we're just a dust.
Mm.
Mali na particle lang tayo in a vast area or universe. At tama po yung sinabi nyo eh. Every minute should be meaningful. You're doing this not to please people or not to be famous. You're doing this because you like it. And you want to create an impact. Kaya nasa sa atin na po kung gaano natin gustong isulat ng mga tao yung ating bond paper.
Mhm.
Back to back ba yan or one port
Yeah.
lang, crosswise or lengthwise? Nasa inyo na po yan to our listeners. And here's my last question, Conjen, to close this interview. Who do you want to say thank you to? The people who guided you, stood by you, or reminded you of your purpose along the way?
Oh, thank you, Arnel. But if you're
Pleasure po.
Catholic, there's a prayer that is called the Litany of Saints. Binabanggit lahat ng names, tapos we say pray for us. Di ba? I have a long list, and I carry that list in my heart. It starts with of course my parents, my
Yes.
siblings, my aunts and uncles, relatives, but also grade school teachers who started telling us in the class that things are possible. No, yun sila yung nagbukas ng possibility by teaching us and then telling us, shaping our character and saying that things are possible. So whatever you set your heart into. My high school teachers and the priests who are formators in the seminary, my classmates. Haba niyan, Arnel. If we will iisa-isahin natin, but the most meaningful are those who shared their knowledge, insights, their expertise, shared them unselfishly. Talagang tinuruan kanila because they want to share it, no? Hindi yung dahil obligasyon nila na naturuan ka. Those are tops in my list. And then friends who have been friends through thick and thin, yung kahit na anong mangyari, nandyan lang sila, and kahit na hindi kayo araw-araw nagkikita, because I have friends all over the world, but in some of them I found really true friends na basta nandyan sila, and should the time come that you need a shoulder to lean on, then nandyan lang sila. Those are tops in my list. At the same time, of course, the biggest thanks to my immediate family, my wife and my 2 daughters, my mother-in-law who's been there since I've lost both my parents. Na sila yung day in and day out, they are there. I'm secure in believing that they are there for me and they love me, not for anything else, but just because they love me, and that's why lahat sila pasasalamatan. Maraming tao, it's a long litany of saints, and I am forever grateful. I am who I am now because of all of them. So sabi yung kasabihan, it takes a village to raise a child. It's true in my case. It's a village. It's just one or two persons. It's one whole community wherever I found myself in. So even in my current career, I find myself in various cities, living and working there. Finding a community that is supportive. It's very important, and I'm always thankful and grateful for that.
Thank you very much. Any last words to our viewers or listeners? But before you answer that, may isang bonus question lang po ako, Conjen. If you were not in the Foreign Affairs Service or diplomat, ano po kaya si Conjen Mangaliling?
Hindi nang tinatanong ko eh. But sa wife ko, ang sinasabi ko is, kung hindi tayo nagkita, baka pari na ako ngayon, or
Tama po yung naisip ko. Tama po yung naisip ko. Yes. Actually sinagot niyo na po, pero ang tatanong ko sana ganito eh. Kung hindi po kayo nasa public affairs or foreign affairs at naging pari po, ano na po kaya kayo ngayon as a pari?
Yeah. Yun ang tanong natin. Sana hindi disgraced and defrocked priest.
Thank you, Conjen.
Yeah.
Please, your last
Well,
message for our
mga
viewers.
kababayan, nandito po kami sa konsulado para magserbisyo. Pero hindi lang po kami yung representatives ng Pilipinas sa bahagi ito ng mundo. Actually, kayo po yung totoong ambassadors and consuls general and diplomats ng Pilipinas sa community kung saan kayo nakatira at saka kung saan kayo nagtatrabaho. They know the Philippines through you. And so I encourage you to represent our country well, show them the best aspects of our culture, the best dishes of our cuisine, tell them about the best places in our country that they can visit. Kahit po ang bansa natin maraming challenges na naririnig tayo and nararamdaman, I hope that you will continue to love the Philippines. Kahit po
Yes.
ang passport nyo na ay may agila at kulay blue, you are citizens of this country. You are still members of the Filipino people. And I hope that you will continue to love our country a bit more, especially whenever we encounter challenging times. A bit more love for our country will do everyone good. Ito po kami, kasama ninyo, but kayo po yung nasa pangunahing role po yung starring as ambassadors of the Philippines in this part of the United States. Ipakita po natin sa kanila ang galing at husay ng Pilipino at ang ganda ng ating pamayanan at ng ating bansa. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, Conjen. Maraming salamat po sa panahon nyo. Maraming salamat na shinare nyo sa amin inyong journey. At Conjen, saludo ako sa iyo. Conjen, thank you for sharing your story and heart with us. Your journey reminds us that leadership is not just a position. It is purpose, discipline, and service. Success may open doors, but purpose keeps you grounded. Service gives your life direction. And your why did you is what carries you through every season. To everyone watching, thank you for joining us today. This is Why Did You, where every story inspires and every purpose matters. Thank you.